So, Agyapadie.
The propaganda is too much. They say the name of Ghana.
Mr.
Who opposed the name of? Who opposed the name
Mr.
of Ghana?
Kuja, no, please permit. Mr. Kuja Tablakwa, this is a document which only seems to pop up before elections. Before 2016, we heard about some Agyapadie document. Before 2020, we heard about an Agyapadie document. Before 2024, it's popped up again. And each time, it's revised.
And
there's something called Prophecy Ex Eventum. The Christians really hate it when people pretend to be prophets by talking about something after it has happened and claiming they predicted it. That's what the Agyapadie document is accused of doing. Why does your party seem to embrace this questionable document?
So I'll come to that in 30 seconds. Let me say that Nana Akomeah's very bizarre attempt this morning to revise history won't work. It was not an opposition to methods. It was not an opposition to style. They were totally opposed to independence. That's a fact. And they were even opposed to the Republican Constitution. I have Dankwa's poster here. It's here. Your cameras can zoom. Vote Dr. Dankwa and vote no. Vote no to Republican Constitution. Save Ghana now. It's here. It's here. This is your poster.
Are we talking about independence? We're talking about the republic.
And this is why they were roundly rejected at every election from 1951. And I salute the Ghanaian people. And you see,
just like they've rejected you.
And you see,
just like they've rejected.
If you consider the fact that what Akufo-Addo has done is to now totally take away our Republican Day, 1st July, from national commemoration.
What does that mean?
I mean, that was when we finished the task and totally cut ties. Why do you invite us to celebrate the formation of UGCC? And the day we became a republic, it is no longer a holiday, totally degraded. Look, we will set this country back on the path of truth. And this desecration of our history, which is going on, is just a few weeks to last when we return to power. And I'm glad that President Mahama has already stated emphatically that we will review this total desecration.
Well, you have to win first. Are
Yes.
you planning to win based on information that is questionable, like a Agyapadie document?
Now, to be very honest with you, very, very honest, and God is my witness, I haven't seen this Agyapadie document. I haven't.
Sorry. You are not one of the authors.
I've seen flyers all over the place. They're giving me credit as one.
Can you swear on your heart that you are not one of the authors?
I don't know about this doc. I've never seen
But
it.
when you look at some of the writings, the style is...
Please,
Please.
I mean, and to think that suddenly our friends in the MPP will give me so much credit, that Akufo-Addo is implementing, what, because I've been told that things in the Agyapadie document are being implemented on a daily basis, and that what was put out before the 2016 election has largely been implemented. That they predicted even the collapse of the banks, they targeted people like...
or is it that those things were added to the document after they happened?
I don't know about... because I haven't seen the document, But you see, my very, very sincere submission on this matter is that we don't need any document to tell us that what has transpired in this country over the last 7.5 years has been total state capture. A government by the few for the few. Even my good friend Akomeah, who is an Achim, is not in the inner circles. This is real kokofu football. I mean, inner circle anymore. If you're not in the kitchen, you're passive. Clear kokofu. When I heard that adage, I never knew it can be so practical and literal till Akufo-Addo became president. Even my good friend here, Nana Akomeah, Anachim is an outsider. He's not in the inner circles. Because this is not what he deserves. If
which is the inner circle? I don't understand it.
And you know the work I have done in this country. You know the work I have done in looking at contracts, public transactions, and how our resources have been shared amongst a few. State capture. Look, from National Cathedral, from the presidential jet travels to this current ambulance scandal. If you look at the modus operandi, single-sourced, hurriedly formed companies, no track record, no experience, and you see that there's always a relation. If it's not a baby daddy, it is a family member, it is close-knit. This is not a government for everybody. So when there is talk of Agyapadie and that our resources are not being shared equitably, this is not a government for all by all, but just a few, a family clique. The evidence is so overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Look, when did we ever have architects, the Institute of Architects, issue a statement and say that, look, now we are tired, we beg you. We have been in this country working for years. Why is it that all the architectural consultancies is going to the president's friend, Gabi's right-hand man? Why? Ajayi and Associates. And so for National Cathedral alone, he's received payments in excess of 32 million Ghana cedis. Inflationary pricing. He alone, Bank of Ghana, National Cathedral, Parliament Chamber, Marine Drive, La Trade Fair, Agenda 111. Architects in our country issued a statement. And it cuts across all over. The state capture lands, and they are just looting like there's no tomorrow. Their own members, you heard Canadian Japan, they are looting like there's no tomorrow. And it's just, a select few. So I have never bothered to read that Agyapadie document because I don't need the document. Because the work I have done as part of my parliamentary oversight, and a few days ago I put out just 10 has saved this country 1.3 billion. Half of what we've gone to the IMF for, which will have ended up in pockets, but for our oversight duties. So, look, what is clear is that whole Agyapadie philosophy is being implemented. And that's what we must worry about, not who is claiming to be Nostradamus and putting these things, if you like, in a document.
Okay. Nana, much as, your party has denied this document and its veracity, seems a little bit close to home when you look at some of the events that have occurred, in the tenure of President Akufo-Addo. Plus, this idea that a few people are, around the kitchen table making all the decisions. This is not the first time it's come up. Nana, you are in there.
Let me also take 30 seconds before I deal with Agyapadie, like Samuel Kujato did. Now, this business of losing elections means that you lose your relevance. John Mahama lost elections. He's lost elections twice. You still say he's relevant. You've brought him back to the people of Ghana.
Our opponents didn't get 95%.
So if UGCC lost elections, does that mean that they are not relevant? I don't understand it.
Got only one seat.
Now, these people, they say somebody is denigrating Nkrumah, but they also then go ahead to denigrate other people. So you are looking for equity. Your hands are not clean. They said Akufo-Addo doesn't respect Nkrumah. When you look at the tribute that Akufo-Addo gave to Nkrumah on Sunday, how can anybody look at what President Akufo-Addo has done to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum? So please, let's be objective and less emotional on these issues. I would prefer that we have a political consensus, that this thing doesn't become political football. That's my only regret, that all of us will sit around the table and have a consensus on how we proceed, whether it's dates, whether it's founders, whether it's whatever. So that he says Mahama says he will come and change whatever.
Yes.
Mahama has only 4 years.
We'll restore.
Okay, assuming
the
Mahama, even if
restore
he's able to
Republic Day.
win this election, he has only 4 years. He will go. Another person will come. They will change it. So let's be more objective. Now, this is Agyapadie thing. I think this is the 3rd version. I have the versions here. If you, and I'm sure you've seen.
I've heard of it 3 times, and I have seen the 3rd version.
Yes, but you haven't seen the first one.
No.
The first one is here. They titled it the Achin Mafia Plan. They titled it. Then after this syndication of the mineral royalties and so on, they revised it and then called it the Agyapadie. But the original one was called the Achin Mafia Plan. There was 13 pages. And then the Agyapadie one, which was a revision, that's 39 pages. So they look at events that have happened, like you said, and then they revise it. And, so they are playing like what these prophets do. The thing happens. There's, we prophesized it. It's a joke. And that has been the stock in trade of the NDC.
NDC?
Yes. That's been their stock in
But
trade.
how do
you
you
have any
remember
evidence?
it
You have
from
any
the
evidence?
NDC?
No, because I'm going to give you the trail. You remember these people? They said Akufo-Addo was going to make the Ochihini the biggest chief or king in Ghana.
Yeah, who said that?
You people.
Who
They
are
said
you
Kufuor.
Who in particular?
They said.
so
They
that
said.
we can be
Kufuor-
accurate
I'll
for the first
check it
time.
for you. They said Kufuor had stolen the gold bars and the Bank of Ghana, and he's made some of them into chains. They even gave Kufuor a nickname. You know the nickname they gave Kufuor? 50 cents.
No, but they were because of the national wars. You remember,
So-
he's the only president in history to award himself. So that's where it comes
And
from. Yeah.
they said that he had
please.
stolen all the
You
gold.
see, Nana Akomeah always distorting history.
One second.
Always.
One second. When they went to Parliament and they asked them that, but you said Kufuor has stolen. They published a paper with the bank accounts. Unfortunately, my name was not in it, but they published it with bank accounts, with bank account branch of NPP people, and circulated with the amounts in there.
I remember all these stories.
It's their stock.
But how
it's
do
their
you know it
stock
was
in
the
trade.
NDC?
Because it's the NDC who, when they went to Parliament and they were confronted that all these things that people had said, where's the evidence? They said, oh, please forgive us. So it's their stock in trade. They like, look, they will say, they come and campaign my constituency. And they will say, oh, these are Achim people. This young man is Achim. He will take the seat to Kumasi or take the seat to Chebi. And they openly go to the coastal areas and campaign and tell the people that if you vote for these people, they'll take the seat to Kumasi, they'll take the seat to Achim. So it's their stock in trade, propaganda. But until recently, they had the propaganda as one of their national officers. So let's not be distracted. And then this business of state capture and state capture. Look, if there are things that do not go well, or we feel there are problems, let's deal with it. Let's not give them names. Do you know when this business of family and friends came to be part of our political literature? It was used to describe the John Mahama government, family and friends. That this is a government of family and friends, and they won't allow anybody else to come in. And you know who coined the term family and friends to describe the John Mahama government? The current Speaker of Parliament. So, yes.
Is that why the MPP is doing the same
thing? So that's
thing?
why you've taken it to another level.
No, I'm saying that if there are issues that you believe can be done better, let's deal with the issues. This business, Samuel Kujato came here and said some lands have been sold, and there were examples. He termed it state capture. Then it turned out that many of these lands were actually given out when his government was in office, and he was a minister, deputy minister or so. When you said some land at Parks and Gardens here, you were told that no, this land was given out in 2015.
The local government minister
and you
says
had
that the people had no proof.
Yes, but the land was given out.
They were thrown out.
No, the land was given out in 2015 when you were in office. So this business of state capture and all of that is not necessary. If you believe there's some wrongdoing,
it's very
point
necessary.
it out.
We are losing Achimota Forest. We
But
are
I'm
losing
saying
the
to
Techi
you,
shooting range. We are losing the
but
Parks
in
and
your-
Gardens like Cantonment.
Nana has just 1 minute to conclude.
Look, as we speak,
It's real. W.B.
is
Du
where?
Bois Center, are you aware it's been transferred for 50 years?
Where is
There's
it?
a transfer agreement.
But the minister came here and said that what you're saying is not true.
Because he doesn't know that the foreign minister, the attorney
Really?
general, on the 22nd
These are
of
other
September
issues.
2023,
Nana,
So what
30
I'm-
seconds,
agreement.
30
what I'm
seconds
saying
to wrap
is-
it up.
What I'm saying is, this business about Agyapadie is just the usual stock in trade of the NDC. They've concocted these stories from day one. They say these people will take the sea to Kumasi, these people will do this, these people stealing the gold bars, these people, it's all kinds of stuff. And it's something they sit down as part of their political strategy to plan. And so you look at this Agyapadie document, there was an earlier version I showed you. And then there's a second version. So they go when they review, and then they edit, and then they put it out. And then they say, oh yeah, somebody has been moved from here, and then they put it in the new version, the revised version.
Right.
A Ghanaian should not worry themselves with My conclusion is that this business of Akufo-Addo talking about Founders Day and so on, they say he should talk about the economy and so on. Why? Does it mean that Akufo-Addo, because he spoke about, in fact, after that day, he hasn't spoken about it again? So to try and
He
give,
justified his comments
He justified the next
at
day.
a subsequent event.
Yeah,
yes, and he said he wasn't going to speak about it again.
very encouraging.
So this business of Akufo-Addo doesn't care about the people of Ghana and whatever be is not true.
Okay.
I mean, you speak about the economy, you've spoken about the economy, and you speak about other things.
Okay.
Get away from that propaganda.
Thank you, Nana.